I make and design oracle cards, and I make and design gemstone jewellery. So I work with angels, and I take the feeling or the essence of the angel that I'm working with and create a piece of jewellery to go with it. So I'm working with different colours. And I work with colour an awful lot throughout my cards. I work with colour. Colour's very important to me because I think it helps how you feel about yourself in the morning. And that's why I like to work with oracle cards. I use them every day to give me guidance, and sometimes it might even draw me to wear a particular colour or to put something like daffodils next to me because yellow is the colour of joy. So to have daffodils here is gives you a joyous, uplifting feeling. So that's how I work. Tarot cards started in the 15th century. So the imagery that you get on a lot of traditional packs of tarot cards, the imagery there is from the 15th century. So in contemporary times then, they wouldn't be upset about seeing the death card or the Tower of Destruction because they would be images around that they would feel okay about. Oracle cards started about 200 years ago in France, and they're a much more gentle aspect with oracle cards really. Tarot cards, I think there's quite a lot of learning that you have to do really to be properly in tune with tarot cards. Whereas oracle cards, I feel you can get in tune with them quite quickly, and within an hour or so you'll be able to give yourself a sort of mini reading or some guidance for the day. So they've got a very gentle energy with oracle cards. I get all sorts of people who come to talk to me really. They can be from little children, because the cards that one deck of cards that I work with is a fairy deck, and it's got a wishing element with it, and the children love this aspect of being able to make wishes. They only normally get a wish on their birthday, so for some lady to say you can make a wish today, they really, really like that. And the older ladies like that as well. They can release their inner fairy and be a little girl again. So I get children, and I think it's good that children can work with oracle cards because they are so gentle and there's nothing that's going to harm them, and I think it's good to start them gently on this spiritual path. Don't tend to deal with many men, but I do get some men who are intrigued and they'll come and talk to me. I talked to a gentleman, lovely gentleman last weekend, who never even heard of oracle cards, and then he bought some off me. And I say to people, if you want to keep in touch by my website or phone me up or send me a text, let me know how you're getting on, that's fine. So it's a whole diverse mix of people that I talk to really, and it doesn't bother me really if they don't buy anything. It's just that I've educated them a bit about how to use oracle cards, and it's just a way of gentle guidance that can help them and uplift them through the day. This is my deck, which is a fairy deck, and it's called Flower Fairy Wishing Cards because of these wishing cards in them. But they're actually based on the Victorian language of flowers, which you may or may not have heard of. In Victorian times, the boys would send the girls a little bouquet of flowers, and it was called a Tussie Muzzy. And hidden within it were secret messages. All the flowers had a meaning. So they could say via flowers, you've got beautiful eyes, your smile delights me, can I meet you later? And the girls would get together over their tea and cake, probably a glass of wine today for our girls, and they try and work out, they pull the bouquet apart and they try and work out what the flowers would mean. So I've taken these various cards. We've got the traditional sort of red rose, which means that I love you. But I've taken other cards, they all have their meaning at the bottom of them. And the way that they work is you shuffle the pack and you just choose a card for guidance for the day. And the card I've chosen today is Deception, and it's about somebody perhaps holding feelings back from you. Sometimes it's difficult to express how you care about somebody, how you feel about somebody. So it's just saying, perhaps they do care about you, but it's quite difficult to say. This morning I talked to somebody who chose this card, and it was an older lady. And I said I felt with her that it was one of her grandchildren, her grandson, who found it difficult to say how much he loved her. And she said, I've got two grandsons. One is very affectionate with me and one is very standoffish. And I said, well, he does still love you. So it can give you a little bit of a lift, really. The cards are there to be a gentle sort of guidance and just to sort of help you through the day. But it's important when you get the pack that you bless them and make them your cards. These cards come as a pack with 4 wishing cards separately, which you can put into the mix. But if you can probably see my cards, they're quite well loved. The oracle cards should become your friends. They should be something that you're really happy to work with. They should become quite warm. No good leaving them in a box on the side if someone's bought them from you. Get them out and use them. Within all of us, there's the ability to be intuitive, to open our minds, to look at the world around us. And I think just by the very nature of the way we live in this modern society, we come home from work, we grab a glass of wine, we sit in front of the TV, we don't really talk to each other, we don't go and watch the sunset, we don't get out and literally smell the flowers. And to me, the rediscover bit is about connecting again with the earth. There's nothing I like more, even though it's a bit cold now, to go and walk barefoot on the grass, because it's getting the earth warming up and we've got this lovely freshness in the air, and the spring's here and summer's coming. There's all that promise. You know, why just go home and sit inside? Why not get out, take your best friend with you, your boyfriend with you, girlfriend with you, and talk about what you've done that day, reconnect with each other, rediscover yourself, rediscover this beautiful world around us. It's just becoming so lost, I think. The tagline on my website, you'll probably see, is Dream, Love, Laugh, Dance. And there's a lovely little story about this, because I moved house just before I started doing this. And I really had this phrase with me, dream, love, laugh, dance. It's all about the elements I've just talked about, really. And I decided to paint it on the wall, stencil it on the wall, and I had my two nieces with me. And I was sitting on the kitchen counter, painting it on the wall, and they came in and they said, Auntie Anne, are you allowed to do that? And I said, yeah, it's my house, it's okay, we're allowed to do that. And I went through quite a bad time after moving to that house. And every time I came into the kitchen, I thought, yeah, that's something I can relate to find the essence of life, to find the beauty in life, and to just dream and believe and enjoy life.